Today's lesson is exploring division with greater numbers. Greater numbers, that means we're dealing with bigger numbers to find an answer of a division question. So when we're dealing with bigger numbers, we're going to have to use long division. I'm going to teach you a strategy that you're not going to forget. And I know you're all going to do well from using the strategy that I'm about to teach you. So I'm going to remind you from a lesson before that we have three numbers over here. We got the dividend, the divisor, and the third number that's going to come up is the answer, which is called the quotient. So just a little reminder, this is called the dividend. This is the divisor, and this is the quotient. So if it's written in a different way, so this is, I wrote it in a long division strategy way. So if I say 82 divided by 2 is equal to what? Again, 82 is the dividend, 2 is the divisor, and the answer right here is the quotient. Okay, so let's work with this number. 82 divided by 2 is equal to what? I'm going to be using the DMSB strategy, and I'm going to call it dead monkey smell bad. So I use the first letter from each word. Dead, D, monkeys, M, smell, S, B for bad. Okay, dead monkey smell bad. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to be using a strategy that's going to make you not forget it. And I know you're all probably laughing right now from what I'm saying, dead monkey smell bad, but you'll see how this strategy is going to be so easy for us to divide any number, really. Okay, so D stands for divide, M stands for multiply, S stands for subtract, and B means bring down. Okay, so some of you might be confused at this point, like what am I dividing, what am I multiplying, what am I subtracting, what am I bringing down? I'm about to show you this in this question. So we have 82 divided by 2. We're going to we always work with the first number first, and then we move on. If we cannot work with the first number by itself, we would have to use both, but for now we can. Okay, so I'm going to ask myself, how many times, so I'm working with step number 1, how many times I'm dividing, how many times can 2 go into 8? So 2, 4, 6, 8. It could go into 8, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. It could go into 8 4 times. So how many times can 2 go into 8? 2, 4, 6, 8. 4 times. So that's why I put the 4. So we're done with step number 1. Step number 2, multiply. 4 times 2. So we're multiplying 4 times 2. 4 times 2 equals 8. Which brings us to step number 3, subtract. 8 minus 8 equals 0. All right, so we cannot move on unless we move on to step number 4, which is bring down. What am I bringing down? I'm bringing down the 2. Okay, now I go back again and have to do steps all over again. 2. How many times can 2 go into 2? 2. It goes into it once. Step number 2, multiply. 1 times 2 equals 2. Subtract. 2 minus 2 equals 0. And the last step says bring down. Is there any number that I could bring down? I cannot. So I stop right there. It is done. So the answer is 41. So 82 divided by 2 equals 41. I'm going to be giving you some more examples so that you can practice how to work with this long division. Okay, 92 divided by 4. Okay, so I'm going to write the DMSB. I'm going to ask myself, how many times can 4 go into 9? 4, 8, if I go more, it'll be 12. So I don't want to go over. So it could go into 9 2 times comfortably. Okay, step number 2, multiply. What's 2 times 2 times 4 equals 8. S, subtract. 9 minus 8. 9 minus 8 equals 1. Step number This last step is bring down. So I'm bringing down the 2. Okay. 4. How many times can 4 go into 1? I cannot do that. 4 cannot go into 1. 4 is a bigger number than 1, so it cannot go into it. That's why I had to bring down the 2, so now I have 12. How many times can 4 go into 12? I could do that. 4, 8, 12. It could go into it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we put our 3 up here. So how many times can 4 go into 12? 3. 3 times 4, 12. Subtract 0. No more numbers to bring down. The answer is completed. 92 divided by 4 equals 23. I will be giving more examples. 48 divided by 3 is equal to what? I gave you this question, so go ahead and put it in a long division form. 48 divided by 3 is equal to what? How many times? So again, let me write my DMSB so I do not forget the steps. Divide. How many times does 3 go into 4? It goes into 4 one time only, because if I go 3, 6, 6 is a bigger number than 4. I cannot do that. I would just want to go into 4. So it goes into 4 only once. Step number 2, multiply. 1 times 3 equals 3. S, subtract. 4 minus 3 equals 1. Now, can I say how many times does 3 go into 1? It will not happen because 3 is a bigger number, so I must bring down the 8s. How many times can 3 go into 18? Let me see. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. It goes into it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So I put the 6 up there. What is 6 times? So we're multiplying. So we did, how many times does 3 go into 18? That's step number 1. Step number 2, multiply. 6 times 3 equals 18. Now we subtract. 18 minus 18 equals 0. There is no more numbers to bring down, so the answer is completed. 48 divided by 3 equals 16. I'll give you one more example. 84 divided by 3 is equal to what? DMSB, so I do not forget. Dead monkey smell bad. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. How many times does 3 go into 8? 3, 6, 9. I already passed 8, so I need to go backwards. So 3, 6. So it goes into 8 2 times comfortably. 2 times 3, because I'm doing on step number 2, equals 6. Step number 3, subtract. 8 minus 6 equals 2. Now, I must bring down the number that's here, which is 4. How many times does 3 go into 2? That's not going to happen because 2 is a smaller number than 3. How many times does 3 go into 24? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. It goes into it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, multiply. 8 times 3 equals 24. Subtract. 24 minus 24 equals 0. Bring down. There is no more numbers to bring down, so we are done. 84 divided by 3 equals 28.